Location, location, location. You've heard those three words 1,000 times. There's an entire television program in the UK built around them for 25 years. More than 45 series. Kirsty Allsop and Phil Spencer have helped buyers find the perfect home in the perfect location. And as a principle, I agree with it. Buy in the right location and you'll usually outperform someone who buys in the wrong one. But after more than 2 decades in Dubai property, I'll tell you the mistake I see overseas investors make again and again. They assume location works here the same way it works in London, Paris, Manchester, or New York. It doesn't. Those cities are largely finished. Dubai isn't. Dubai is still being built. And that one fact changes everything. I grew up in London, where a 40-minute commute was completely normal. Plenty of people travel an hour to work every day without giving it a second thought. Yet here in Dubai, I constantly hear investors dismiss a location because it's 30 or 35 minutes from downtown. It's too far. Nobody will live there. I've got to stay central. Here's the interesting part. I've been hearing those exact words since I arrived in Dubai in 2003. People said it about Dubai Marina. They said it about Arabian Ranches. They said it about JVC. They said it about Dubai Hills. Today, they're saying it about Dubai South. The names change, the thinking never does. Quick introduction if we haven't met. My name is Stephen Leckie. I'm an associate director at House & House. I've been in Dubai since 2003 and working in this market since 2005. In that time, I've advised investors through several cycles and I've watched the same psychology repeat in every single one. That's what this video is about. Why this is so difficult to explain. One of the hardest things I have to explain to overseas investors, particularly those from Europe, is that Dubai simply doesn't behave like a traditional city. I understand why they struggle. If you've spent your whole life investing in mature cities, you've been taught that location is everything. Buy where demand already exists. Buy close to the center. Buy where people already want to live. That's sensible advice in cities that have stood for hundreds of years. But Dubai is one of the fastest growing cities on the planet, and I don't mean a few new towers, I mean entirely new communities. New business districts, new hospitals, new shopping centers, new roads, new schools, new transport, new employment hubs. Communities that simply did not exist when I arrived in 2003. I've watched Dubai grow from around 1 million residents to over 4 million. That isn't normal city growth, that's transformation. So I think investors need to stop asking where Dubai is today and start asking where Dubai is going. Dubai is planning its future. I'm not confident talking about future locations because I have a crystal ball. I'm confident because Dubai tells us where it's going. The Dubai 2040 Urban Masterplan isn't just a vision document, it's a blueprint. One of its key objectives is creating multiple thriving urban centres across the city, rather than forcing everyone into one central district. It also introduces the idea of the 20-minute city. The point isn't that every journey takes 20 minutes, it's that most of your daily life should happen much closer to home. Schools, healthcare, retail, parks, entertainment, employment, public transport. Look at Dubai Hills or Arabian Ranches today. Many residents meet most of their daily needs without ever crossing the city. That's exactly how Dubai is evolving. Perhaps the wrong question is, how far is it from downtown? The better question is, how close will it be to where people actually live and work in 10 years' time? Why agents sometimes get this wrong. Here's something slightly controversial. I think agents are partly responsible for how investors think about location. Not because they're dishonest, but because many follow the path of least resistance. If your office is in Business Bay, where do you take your client? Business Bay, downtown, Dubai Marina, the Palm, the locations everyone already knows. The ones that are easy to explain, easy to visit, and easy to sell. Understanding tomorrow's Dubai takes far more work. You have to study infrastructure, population growth, employment hubs, govern master plans, airport expansion, metro expansion, and international schools. That's a lot harder than showing someone an apartment overlooking the Burj Khalifa. But investing has never been about taking the easy option. That is exactly why I stopped looking at location in isolation. Over the years, I built my own due diligence process for assessing any project. It comes down to 5 questions. First, the developer. Who is building it? Would I trust them with my own money? Second, the building. Does it genuinely stand out, or is it just another tower competing with hundreds of similar towers? Third, scarcity. How much competition will you have when you eventually want to sell or rent? Fourth, the end user. Who buys this from me later? Who genuinely wants to live here? That question alone has probably saved my clients millions of dirhams over the years. And finally, future location. Not where the city is today, where the city is heading. Notice location comes last. That's deliberate, because in Dubai, I've watched exceptional buildings from outstanding developers outperform average buildings in supposedly better locations, time and time again. History keeps repeating. I've lost count of how many times I've heard an investor say, it's too far. People said it about Dubai Marina. Today, it's one of the most recognized addresses in the city. They said it about Arabian ranches. Today, families compete to live there. They laughed at JVC. Today it's one of Dubai's busiest residential communities. They questioned Dubai Hills. Today it's considered one of the city's premier family destinations. Now it's Dubai South's turn. History doesn't repeat perfectly, but investor psychology often does. Every cycle creates a new community that people dismiss. Every cycle creates investors who can't imagine what it might become. And every cycle creates a smaller group willing to look beyond today's map. The real lesson. This doesn't mean that every emerging location will succeed. It doesn't mean you should buy empty desert, and it doesn't mean location no longer matters. It means location alone is no longer enough. Today's edge of Dubai can become tomorrow's center of gravity. So spend less time asking whether a project is 30 minutes from downtown and more time asking whether it's surrounded by future infrastructure, employment, transport, schools, and genuine end-user demand. That's where sustainable value is created. The biggest winners in Dubai didn't simply buy the best location. They bought the best building from the best developer with a genuine scarcity in a location that was still emerging. By the time everyone agreed it was a great location, most of the capital growth had already happened. That's why I think the old phrase needs updating for Dubai. It isn't location, location, location. It's developer, building, scarcity, end user, and future location. That's the due diligence I run on every project. And after more than 2 decades in Dubai, it's still what I work through before recommending a single property to any client. If you're thinking about investing in Dubai, don't just ask where the city is today, ask where it's going. Before you commit to any Dubai property investment, make sure you're asking the right questions. If you're actively considering a purchase, adding to your portfolio, or comparing opportunities, book a strategy call below. My role is to help investors avoid poor decisions, identify stronger opportunities, and build a portfolio that performs over the long term. My team and I help investors avoid poor decisions. We compare opportunities, we analyze projects that have already been shown to them by developers or other agents, and identify stronger alternatives when they exist. These conversations are most valuable before a purchase decision is made, not after. Whether you speak with me or a member of my team, the goal is exactly the same: to help you make a better investment decision. Book your strategy call using the link below.